Hey everybody, today's question: how do I go about finding my style? Let's dig in and find out. Hey everybody, my name is Jesse. I'm an NAAP certified life coach, and I'd like to welcome you to my Fashion Friday series, helping men to find the fashion or style that works for them. Join me in the journey. So I realize that my particular flair and style doesn't necessarily fit everybody's aesthetic, and that's perfectly fine, and actually is what makes each of us unique and special. And I think we need to learn to lean into that and learn how to find our own unique take on things. So I know for me, one of the first things that I had to do was take apart and look at what limitations do I have? What am I doing for my job? What am I doing for home, church, whatever the case may be? What are your constraints or limitations on what you can accomplish? Or are you looking at an environment where you need tighter clothing? Are you a chef where you need to have close-knit clothes, where you're not going to get caught on things, where you're not risking getting things caught on fire? That's a concern. That's a limitation. Meanwhile, if you're in a office setting, you can go flamboyant. You can do all the frills and whistles, depending on, of course, your particular dress code you may have at your job. And those are things that you want to keep track of. Do you want to have a dress code for work versus when you're at home versus when you're working on the car? Or do you want to have your wardrobe a little bit flexible so that all you're doing is changing out a few little pieces here and there? For me, I have a shirt that I save specifically for use when I'm working on the cars, that's a darker color, that I'm not worried about it getting stained. And at the same time, I have clothes that I consider my best that I'll wear to church that are different from what I wear day to day. And for you, maybe you don't care for the ascot that I wear that I find keeps me buttoned up tight, that allows me to feel put together. That may not work for you. You may favor polos or other items of button top t-shirts, they do exist, or other similar garments that are just a step down from what I wear, but are still well put together and would step up many people's wardrobes. And then there's a question of, what do you already have? What can you play with? What have you had in the corner that really only pull out once in a blue moon, but that you really do like and just want an excuse to wear it? Take a look at it. See if you can figure out how can you play with what you have. Try layering. Try different articles of clothing pieced together differently. What styles have you already tried? This is an area where you can play around with, okay, what have I done that looked good, and take different bits and pieces and try putting them together in a different way. What piques your interest? What have you looked at historically? What eras of time or fashion do you feel drawn to? Play with it. What elements are there that light you up, that make you excited to try it? And don't be afraid to do it wrong. Who's to say that the way you wear it won't work for you, where others it doesn't work as well? I know I pull off stuff that most people don't have the confidence for, and there's the secret. Do you have the confidence to pull it off? If not, give it a try at home, see if you like it, and then if you do, what's stopping you? These 6 inches. What is it that you found that works historically? What elements can you bring forward with you? What principles can you bring forward? I found that I like really sharp, stark lines and high contrasts. That works for me. But again, it doesn't work for everyone. For you, you may favor soft curves, and that's perfectly fine. You may favor geometrics, where I like, again, the sharp lines that break things up. Also, don't be afraid to try something unconventional. If you like wearing a tricorn hat with all the feathers, do it. Find out how to make it work for you. If that's your key piece that ties everything together, cool. Make it yours. Own it. Otherwise, if you're still just trying to find your key pieces, where can you try stuff on? Where can you experiment? Can you go to a thrift store and try on different bits and pieces and see what works? Maybe take a $50 bill with you and say, this is for when I find that one piece that works. And hang on to it and ask yourself, is this it? If not, move on. Try another thing, try a different combo. Don't be afraid to try things that you don't think will look good. I've done striped shirts that I really didn't think was going to work, but they're some of my wife's favorite articles to see on me. What works? And don't be afraid to take a friend with you. It doesn't have to be your wife. It doesn't have to be, it could be a buddy that you just trust their opinion. Have them look through the shelves and just have them pick out 5 or 6 things and say, hey, try these. Doesn't matter if they don't work. So be it. Just experiment with it. Play with it. Have fun. Make it a day to just experiment. Or if you don't have a thrift store or fashion mall nearby, ask your buddies. Say, hey, I'm trying to find a different take. Would you be willing to let me come over and play around with some different things? Maybe they've got some clothes that are hand-me-downs that they're clearing out their closet. Give it a shot. What's it going to hurt? And where can you get honest feedback? Again, this comes back to taking a buddy with you. Make it a guy's day out. It's like, hey, I'm feeling different. Let's go play around with what we're wearing. See if we can find a new look. It's not going to be for everybody, but if you trust your friends, take a brother, take a sibling, whatever it is, who is it that you trust to give you honest, unfiltered feedback? Who's willing to rib you, and you know that it's all in good fun? Those are the people that you want to take with you. Thanks for joining me today. Now, if you think I've gone off the deep end and I'm off the rails, call me out. Let's have a discussion about it. Let's see if we have an opportunity to grow or learn from each other. Otherwise, if you just need some help implementing this, reach out. I'm here for you. I'd love to help. I'd love to give you a hand. Or who do you know who could get value from this video? I invite you to share it with them. Now, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on notifications on future uploads and videos. And let's be the change that we want to see in the world. Join me. One person at a time, let's watch this avalanche begin.